Your favorite food, you want it to be ready when you get home. Don't worry, baby, your food will be ready when you get home. You want to tap it at night, tap it all night long. I don't mind.
Hey.
I don't mind. I just don't want to work for the rest of my life. I'm not gonna lie, it's not for me.
I don't think that's a hard list. Wagwan peeps, it's Venom, what you saying? Alongside my home slice, damn to the zane. When she and I get together on the poddy, ask anybody, the vibes are insane.
Join our family and feel free to come by. We on Apple Podcasts and Spotify.
Yeah.
New drop on the way every Monday at 6.
Tune in and come see what we unpick. What's good, people? It's your boy Venom in the building. Welcome to the Unpicked podcast. I'm joined today by my co-host, the one and only, my home slice, damn to the Zane.
Hey, hello, hi, peeps.
And today, we are going to get into a bit of a sticky one with the feminists still. Going to talk about the problem, or our perceived problems with feminism, as well as some other things that have happened this week, like B. Simone, etc., etc. So, if you're joining us for the first time, thank you very much for joining us. Hope you enjoy. Click the subscribe button, click the notification bell, leave a comment, let us know what we're doing well and what you're loving to see. If you're back, family, you don't know what it is, bow.
Don't know. Listen, my birthday, yeah. By the time you lot see this, birthday would have come and gone. So if you love me, drop a happy birthday in the comments. Subscribe as well. Make me happy. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Also, we had an unpicked birthday a couple of weeks ago. We didn't even announce it. We were so gassed that we were back. We forgot to tell you.
We forgot. Okay.
We've been here for a year now, guys. A year now. So, I'm currently in the lead by 1 point. I don't actually expect it to stay that way. I believe in you. I believe in the source.
We'll see what happens, innit?
Yeah, but anyway, same rules apply. Multiple choice. Out of 5 questions. You ready?
Born ready.
Alright, let's go. Question number 1. Kendrick Lamar's Poetic Justice sampled which song? A. Any Place, Anytime. B. Anytime, Any Place. Or C. Any Place, Any Justice.
Nah, it's Any Place, Anytime. A.
It's actually B. Anytime, Any Place. You said
what
Any
did you
Place,
say?
Anytime. Yeah. Did you?
Ah, damn. Did you read? I'm not even going to say now. I swear down. Run this tape back. I swear she said it in the wrong way.
Kendrick Lamar's Poetic Justice sampled which song? A. Any Place, Anytime. B. Anytime, Any Place. Or C. Any Place, Any Justice. Okay, question 2. What was Jay-Z's comeback album after his retirement? A. 444. B. The Black Album. Or C. Kingdom Come.
That's B, the Black Album.
I'm really sorry, but it was actually C. Kingdom Come.
What?
The Black Album was out way
was
before
the last?
he even retired. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Sorry.
What's Kingdom Come?
Question 3. What was the title of Rihanna's recent comeback song? A. Lift Me Up. B. Hold Me Down. C. Safe and Sound.
Lift Me Up.
There you go. You got a point. Question 4. What's the name of Kanye's second child? A. Northwest. B. Chicago West. Or C. Saint West.
Now, for some reason, I don't know the order of Kanye's kids, but in my head, it's Saint, but I don't know the order of his kids.
You gonna lock it in?
Yeah, I have to lock in Saint.
Okay, and you're right. It is Saint. You are stressed. Okay. Question 5. How many kids does Future have? A. 7. B. 10. Or C. 12.
think it's 7.
Ding, ding, ding. Correct.
Hey.
But guys, if you got it right, well done. And next week, we'll see if I can...
Next week, we'll see what go on, innit?
We'll see what go on. So what you got for us this week on the T, Venom?
This week on the T.
Mm-hmm.
So there was the American Music Awards this week. And they pulled Chris Brown's performance, which was a 40th anniversary Thriller Michael Jackson performance.
I saw the because he released the like a rehearsals.
I saw a video of him with Ciara because I know he was working with her and.
Oh no! Yeah. After they announced that the performance was cancelled, he released like a video of like the full performance in the studio, and it looks so good. It looks so good. I was like, oh, what a shame, man. What a shame.
On a level, I'm a Chris Brown hater, but he does a good Michael Jackson performance. He's a good performer all around. He's a good performer.
I do like Chris Brown. I'm not even gonna cap. I like Chris Brown. I think that it's unfortunate. It's very unfortunate that he's made certain mistakes. Well, technically, one mistake. Everything else is still in dispute and has not been proven.
So do you feel like this is because of his mistake? Do you think this is because of the same?
Yeah, I think that he's kind of been. He's kind of like a scapegoat now. He's kind of like got a tarnished reputation, and because of that, yeah. But his talent is undisputed.
Yeah, he's a talented man.
Very talented, very talented, and it's a shame if not for what he did, where he would be now. Like,
yeah, to a degree. I mean, he's definitely a creep. He's definitely a big time creep.
I don't think he's a creep.
I've spoken to girls, innit? I'm going by. There's the narrative
Am I not a girl?
We don't
Hold on
know.
a second.
No. I mean,
because
I'm talking about girls that have met him.
Okay, because I've spoken to girls. Okay.
No, I'm talking about girls that have been in the same social space with him. They're like, that guy is a creep. I was like, yeah, he looks like.
Yeah, most celebrities are creeps. Most of them are creeps. So say something new.
Yeah.
Even my babe's Drake. I know he's a creep.
Of course, I've
accepted it. Yeah.
Man was sleeping with prostitutes bareback. Come on, man. That's creepy. That is creepy.
Who? Drake or?
Yeah, Drake.
I mean, hot sauce.
No, I'm talking about baby mums.
Drake's got one baby mum.
Yeah, and she's a porn star, and he slept with her bareback. That's how she got pregnant.
Yeah, but you know, when you put him against people like Nick Cannon, Future, Chris Brown, who's got like 3 kids or something like that.
Yeah, I don't know.
He's not doing too badly.
And then he put out that cover art for his last album, well, the second to last album, because there's more undisclosed baby mums. Even Shenseea
This is about Chris Brown right now. It's not about Drake.
You brought him up. I didn't bring him up. You brought him up.
I'm just letting you know that most of them are creeps.
Okay, cool.
If a guy moved to me and he had Drake's persona,
yuck.
After the first date, I don't think we'd even get to
make it to a date.
I don't think we'd even the texts and stuff. I'd be like, nah, it's not for me.
I'm like, Drake's character is surreal.
It's like
that is maximum weird.
But it's because he's Drake. Because he's a celeb.
What else happened at the American Music Awards?
What about the nominations? What were the nominations?
I just wanted to flag 2 of them past you because I'm taking you didn't watch the actual show.
Nah.
Right? Neither did I. But I saw the list of nominations and 2 stood out to me. Both Beyonce, surprise. Right, so Beyonce won R&B Song of the Year.
Stop it.
Stop it. Break My Soul.
Stop it. Stop it. They didn't know where to put her. That's how they put her.
R&B Song of the Year.
R&B is dead. It's dead.
Yeah, but Beyonce won R&B Song
don't exist
of
no more.
the Year.
Nah, they're taking the piss.
Break My Soul. Literally, I'm reading it. I was like, wait, what?
What was the other
Beating
one?
Over, Scissor, Summer Walker, all of that. And then she got Best R&B Album of the Year for Renaissance.
No comment.
I'm not a fan of the album, but I understand why some people like it. It's definitely a solid piece of work. It's just not what I wanted from Beyonce. However,
no comment.
I will go on record to say that at least I personally do not believe that is an R&B album, and that is definitely not an R&B single.
No comment.
So have you seen B. Simone's video where she said that she doesn't wash every day as a black woman with chest on the worldwide internet?
I've seen it, but we're going to put it up for the listeners, for you lot too. Here we go.
What do I do that's nasty, Sarah?
I'm not going to say that.
What? Don't shower every day? I don't shower every day.
I don't think a lot of women shower every day.
Is that nasty?
Mm-mm.
Is that a normal thing for women though, right?
It's like
At least like 2 days.
Out of the week?
No, I'm saying like you can miss 2 days.
I mean, yeah.
Like if it's
max.
a Monday,
Yeah, I'm not
you
going
been out
out
all-
3-4 days.
yeah,
unless I'm like thugging it.
you take
like,
a shower on Wednesday.
but where was you thugging it?
Like,
If you take a shower on Monday, when's the next time you're taking a shower?
Wednesday.
at least by, no, Thursday morning.
So 2 full days. So 3
Monday,
days.
Tuesday. Oh, Wednesday.
That was a Wednesday.
But I mean, a Thursday probably has happened.
Like Monday morning, then Wednesday afternoon.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Like if we're super busy, I'd rather sleep than shower.
So sis said that she washes twice a week, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that?
Absolutely
feel
not.
as-
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I'll tell you something, yeah.
Mm.
I've spoken about I've spoken about in the past, like having times of depression and anxiety. And I know something that alerts me to, oh, you're not in a good place, Dammy, mentally, is when I'm like, rah, you ain't bathed today, you know?
Mm.
And I still don't feel like, even though I've acknowledged that I haven't bathed, I don't feel like bathing. That's when it's like, you've hit rock bottom, sis.
But she was out here like, nah, this is
her normality.
She was like,
This
calm.
is her-
Like, she's like, what, it's Monday?
This
And
is her
then,
sound.
yeah,
This is her sound mind.
I probably won't bathe again until like, what?
Nah.
Wednesday, Thursday? I said, what?
No.
You know what the thing is for me, right? I'm not going to sit here like my personal hygiene has been A1 every single day of my life from the beginning of time until now. Hell no. Especially when I was a teenager, boy, I let myself get stinky.
I feel like it's almost acceptable for guys.
Especially as a teenager, but I definitely let myself get stinky as a teenager. However, as an adult, there's no way I'm going to be parading around this information that I don't wash every day.
Hold on a minute.
Even if I haven't.
Hold on a minute, because she'll be the same type of woman that be telling you that a man has to go down.
Yeah, and eat the
You gotta
booty.
you got to eat that. You got not even just the pums, the booty too. You got to eat all like groceries.
Hey, is what?
But
Eating booty that's not even been washed since
Yeah,
Monday,
but-
and today is Thursday.
sis, your flaps are smelling. Off the back of this B. Simone thing, there was a conversation amongst black women. I want to say women in general, but I more saw it amongst black women.
Yeah.
About whether or not girls wash their undies in the shower whilst they're in the shower. So let me paint the scene. You get in the shower, you take off your undies. I would presume, I mean, TMI, I take off my undies before I get in there, but some people, they wear it into the shower. Take it off, wash it in the shower. So they wash their undies in the shower. Yeah. Now, some women were like, no, why am I doing that? I've got a washing machine. Some were like, it's kind of like a pre-wash. Like they wash it first and then they still wash it in the washing machine. Some women were like, no, that's just how they wash their pant. And then they let it air dry. I'm not going to lie. As for me, I used to do it as pre-wash. But now that I live alone, I'm like, I don't see why I need to pre-wash it because I live alone. Everything's getting washed and it's only me that's wearing it. So I don't do the pre-wash thing in the shower. But it's a thing. Like, I know even like some of my Caribbean friends, that's a thing for them. Like, they get in the shower, they pre-wash their undies, and then they wash it. They use their like normal
trying to
like,
get rid of the good
soap.
aromas.
They wash it and then they put it in the washing machine with the rest of the clothes. It's a thing.
No, I've never heard of that in my life. That doesn't happen in my household. I can tell you that for free. Yeah, that's a wild one. That is wild, but
I don't think it's wild because I know a lot of girls that do it.
Wild. I don't.
No. What is wild is not washing your pom-poms every day. That's what's wild.
Because you know what's deep about it, yeah? It's not that she doesn't wash every day, because that's one thing. And if you're a loner and you're being nasty by yourself, yeah, how she was putting it, I actually get it. Because as a young man, I had done that in my teenage years. So if someone does it at some other stage in their life, whilst I'm not like, do that, good for you. No, but I get it. However, we have to remember the context is her friend in the podcast was like, I'm not going to say that about you. And she then said, what? So that means her friend is privy to the fact, like she's in the environment
also said
enough
that she
know
said,
that.
She said that she goes out. She goes out.
I know she goes out, but her friend being outside with her would not necessarily know this girl has not washed. But she's been in her yard enough.
Because girls share all sorts of things. We share all sorts of things. Like, me and my girls, I've got this one group chat. Me and my girls in that group chat, we share, listen, we're talking about our menstrual cycle. Not even just that I'm on. It's not even, I'm on my period. No.
What are you looking like, man?
I'm telling you, everything.
You don't do too much, man.
Everything.
You don't doing too much.
Because if you don't do that, how do you know if you're normal?
YouTube.
But YouTube censors things.
No, if it's educational.
So if we decide to, no, I'll never do that because no, I can't do that. But if I did a separate episode on my personal YouTube on boob care and I had my breasts out, just boom, and I just marked it as educational, you don't think that YouTube's gonna demonetize, censor that?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
They will.
I don't think so. I think you can flag it as adult content, like not appropriate for children.
No, they'll still.
Listen, on I don't know what channel it was, but yesterday on TV, when man was eating breakfast, I don't know what my wife was watching, but it was one of them breakfast TV shows. It wasn't like some mad show. It was a breakfast show.
On YouTube?
Nah, on the TV.
Oh, that's TV. That's different.
In the morning, in the AM, they was talking about different. Man's bollocks. Man had his ball bags out on the. I'm eating breakfast. And also seeing man's scrotum on the TV screen.
You'll survive.
I won't,
Guys,
I saw him yesterday. I saw Toby today.
I was just about to say.
I'm getting attacked.
Toby scared me before we turned on the cameras. Guys. Toby's just turned 6 months. He was humping before. But his little pee-pee, they call it the lipstick. That's what they call it in the dog parent community. His little I didn't know that.
They weren't little.
Hold on, I didn't know that dogs' pee-pee worked in this way. I'm going to use this pen to demonstrate how it works. So male dogs have a thing underneath them that looks a bit like, kind of like this, yeah. And you would think this is the pee-pee. It's not the pee-pee. The pee-pee is inside. And I didn't know. So I always thought that was his little pee-pee. I was like, oh, so cute, so small. He got to like 4 months. And then his little pee-pee started coming out. See the tip there? See that little, like the pen just come out like that? That's what I was seeing come out every now and again. I got scared. I was like, what the hell is that? The first time it happened, I was like, what the hell is that? This little pink thing. They call it lipstick. It was coming out. I thought that was the end of it till today. Toby decided to start humping. He's been humping and his little lipstick will come out. I'll be thinking it's nothing. He decided to hump today. Today he humped like he's never humped before. The whole, this length came out of what I thought was his pee-pee.
Big
Listen,
old doggy
I
dick.
thought this was enough to traumatize me. I didn't know this.
I gave it a big old doggy dick, boy.
The whole thing came out. And we're here talking. And I look over at him and I see something dangling between his legs. And I'm like, I ain't never seen anything dangle between his legs. So I call him like, Toby. He comes over, it's best swinging. I'm like, what is... Guys, I picked him up. I was like, Venom, I'm not the only one that's going to see this because I have never in my life.
It was horrific.
I picked him up, yeah.
It was horrific. It was a horror scene. I think I just screamed. I was like, It was just...
He was like, Venom was like, oh my God, that's disgusting.
And you know why as well? It's because he's black as a dog, innit? And
then the thing's pink. It's as pink as is pink. That's why they call it lipstick. It makes sense. It's pink. Just popped out the whole thing, like the whole. I was like, wow.
It was nasty. Because the dick looked ready. The dick was ready.
That's what I mean, pink. And I was worried. I was like, oh my God, is it going to fit back in? Because sometimes when his little head comes out like this, he struggles to get it back inside the covering, innit? The whole thing came out. It was just hanging. I was like, oh my God. Rah. There's me thinking because he's a little dog, he can't do nothing. But with that
Man
thing
said,
that
I'm packing. Man said, bring the Labrador on that.
My baby can do things. These female girls, these bitches.
They better watch out.
Better be careful. They gotta be careful.
Yeah, these bitches better watch out.
They gotta be careful because Toby can get them pregnant. I'm telling you.
Wow.
What I saw.
Wow.
And then, bless him, it's the first time it's proper come out. He was traumatized. He was like...
Even he didn't know what was going on. He's like, what do I do with this?
He was like, what the hell is going on? He's been quiet ever since, guys. He's just been sitting next to me like he is traumatized. Bless him.
In my porn watching days, because man don't watch porn, you get me? In my porn watching days, I see mans with smaller things than Toby.
Right, Toby, you hear that?
That is problematic in itself.
Have you seen this TikTok video of this woman who found a camera in the shower?
No. In this one.
So she found a camera in the shower, like inside in the ceiling. And she was like, I've been with this guy for 14 years. And I'm just finding out that he's been watching my 16-year-old daughter in the shower.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't know about you, but I would be in jail. If that was me, I'm going to prison.
When you first said it, I thought he was watching her.
Unpicked, shut down, because Dami Zayn is in prison. I would be the T the following week.
I'm just out here doing the tea by myself. So have you seen? Dami Zayn's not here.
The reason is what had happened was
nah. I mean, obviously, there's more details to it as to how she knew he was watching the daughter. When you said it, I assumed he was watching her, and I was like, oh, is there something wrong with that? Yes, but not really.
Yeah, there's something wrong.
You know what I mean?
Something wrong. There is something wrong because
yeah.
I mean, we live in a world now where, and rightfully so, you need consent for everything. So
yeah. Of course,
even though you see me naked all the time because we're probably getting it on, I still want to know that you're watching me. Don't just be like hiding cameras in my space, in my personal space.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask my wife because it's a weird one.
If it's a shared, I mean,
it's creepy.
Hold on a minute, like when hold on a minute. If I'm married to my man,
because that's 14 years.
Hold on a minute, we're married and we live together.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I'd mind.
This is what I'm saying, and you said 14 years, so that's longer than my relationship.
But with this, I don't have. There's no context, so like. I don't know the context, and I really want to go back, but I'm just trying to think of a situation where it would be okay. If it was just them living in that house and the daughter wasn't there,
yeah,
then I think that's a different conversation.
Yeah,
depending on
how she feels about it.
I think it depends on the woman. Like someone like me,
Definitely.
Without revealing too much, I'll be okay. I'll be all right. I'll be absolutely okay with that. You watch me, babes. Now that I know about it as well, I'll be doing extra lavering.
Can you imagine?
Giving it the extra. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Now that I know.
You whining and scrubbing at the same time.
I'm like, listen. I'll put on a show. But if it's like, because it's like, oh, she's got a daughter in the house that is of, she's past that. She's at that age where, you know, young teen.
She's developing.
Yeah. And if it's a shared bathroom as well, or if it's just a bathroom that she uses, it's a no. I'm telling you, I'm going to jail.
Yeah,
I'm going to jail.
Lot. And they've been together 14 years, and she's 14 years old or 16 years old.
The daughter's 16.
So
it's not his daughter.
2, yeah, but since she was 2, you don't know when he put it in there. It's a bit.
That's what I'm saying. So like, if it's just me and Boo, cool. But the moment there's children in the house, you know, I'm one of those people. I think that once there's kids in the house, you kind of have to like hide your freaky side from the kids.
You have to put it down, man. You have to put it down.
You got like I don't want to expose even Toby. Now I had no lovers in my house because this year I've locked it up and, you know, like
chastity and that.
Child of God, yeah. But even Toby, when I'm ready to reopen the world, you know, to a special somebody, right? Toby has to be in the next room. I can't be having my dog sitting there.
No. You can't.
Freeing the ting. Do you see what I'm saying? And that's an animal that technically you shouldn't really understand Wagwan. That shouldn't technically understand Wagwan. You see? But children.
Animals understand, but you can't be doing hanky panky and having animals in the same room. That is 100% no.
I can't even shower with and Toby's clingy. He'll try and be in the bathroom with me. No, I put him in his crate.
Oh, I didn't mind that.
No, I need my privacy. I can't be in the bathroom buck naked and Toby's there trying to pre.
I'll tell you about my cat, yeah. Because I'm the kind of person, especially when I used to live by myself.
Yeah.
Every door is open all the time. Bedroom door, shower, bathroom, toilet, it don't matter. The doors are open. I'll be standing up peeing and my cat, especially when he was a kitten, he'd come in, he wanted to see what I was doing. Imagine I'm peeing, yeah, and he was being clingy as a kitten. He was clingy. He grew up to not be clingy. My man now start climbing up my leg whilst I'm peeing. My man's all doing this, past my dick, climbing up my chest. I'm like, bruv, what he did? Claws in my skin.
I'm so glad that Toby don't do that crap.
Yeah.
The most he does is, obviously as a woman, you sit on the toilet. He'll come up between my legs. And then he'll jump up. And I'll be like, bruh. When he started doing that, I said,
he said, you're a little bit close to the
crate.
You're a bit close to the goods, bruv.
Crate. So this week, we're going to unpick the problems that we have with get the words out.
She can't even say it.
With feminism. Yeah. So Venom, let's start with you. What are your thoughts on feminism as we have it today?
Feminism as a idea, as a loose idea, I'm 100% for. Because it was presented as like well, actually no, it wasn't presented in a particular way. It was evident that women weren't given the same rights and liberties as men. So first iteration of feminism was to liberate women from restraint. And I'm all here for that. That makes sense to me. Same way you wouldn't want any other group of people restrained more than another group of people, however you define them. But I think now it's become more of a push for women to do things that they don't necessarily want to do, but it's encouraged. And to me, it appears more like a half-baked idea, and the end has not been defined. So now we're entering a problem space where everybody's pushing from the back, but the direction is actually unclear where you're supposed to end up. as a woman who is now a feminist. And it's sprawling over here to the left, it's sprawling over here to the right. But I don't think that the destination that people are arriving at is necessarily to the betterment of everybody. I don't think that's the part that's very problematic to me anyway, is that yes, everyone's been, or rather the push away from certain ideas has happened, which is great, but where are we going to is not being clearly defined.
Do you feel like we've gone from one extreme to another?
To a degree, yeah, because I think just to maybe give one random example, women wanting to have equal pay, or a fairer pay structure to reflect their work in the workplace is great. You don't want to do a job or the same job as another person and then be paid less simply because you're a woman. However, as an end result, I don't think women are as happy as men are to earn more in the household. So then it's fine to push, because I understand the reason as to why you don't want that reality, except the reality you're going towards hasn't been defined clear enough. We're not making the same effort to be like, women, it's fine for you to be earning more than your man and be happy with him, etc., because this is what equality looks like, yada, yada, yada. That education piece isn't there. So now women are just disgruntled that they're earning so much and men can't keep up with their wages, etc., but that's naturally going to be the end result if you pay women more.
I don't think that paying women more would naturally result in women being disgruntled that they're making more money than men. I think that's a bit...
No, not the disgruntled part. I mean, that is basically the historical brain not meshing with the feminist futured brain of women are used to earning less than their men. So there's a certain way that a woman would perceive the man of the house, a certain role that he would take, and a certain way that dynamic would work. There is no education around how that dynamic should now work that actually suits women earning more. Because if a woman earns more, it doesn't necessarily mean she now wants to be the breadwinner. She just wanted to earn more. But now actually she earns more than the man.
So I guess I agree with you in that men need to catch up mentally with where we're at now. I think that men are not all men, but I think there are still some men who have the somewhat traditional ways of thinking in that they should be the main breadwinner. They should be the ones to provide, protect. A woman's place is to be looking after the home, cooking and cleaning. And you've even got some men who naively, I think, believe that even if a woman is working, she should still do those things. And that is still her role, even though she's working and probably contributing financially to whatever the situation is at home. Not realizing that, no, the moment she's working as well and contributing to the rent, mortgage or whatever, then you both become responsible for what happens in the home and for cooking and stuff like that. But so I think a lot of, I don't want to quantify it, but I think some men do need to get with the times and just understand that unless you actually have a stay-at-home partner, you can't really expect your partner to 100% commit to these traditional roles anymore, because technically she's helping you with your part of the traditional role. She's helping you with your bit by bringing in money into the home. I do agree with you though in that now feminism has become something completely different, and I do stand by the original ideals around feminism, which is that women should have choice, period. If I choose to be a alpha female who works and is making mad bank and decides she doesn't need a man in her life, she can be the feminine and masculine energy in her life and do whatever she wants, fine. And she wants to be a CEO and powerhouse and ratata, cool. That's fine. Do you, boo-boo? If another woman decides she just wants to be, you know, she just wants to work on getting her nails, hair, and everything done. Her man pays for everything. She just cooks, cleans, and again, cooking and cleaning and looking after kids is not an easy job. It's full on, it's full time. There's no rest. But, you know, they want to make it sound like you're wasting your life away by doing something like that. If a woman chooses
like it's not your own kids, you know?
Do you know what I mean? If a woman decides that that's the life she wants to live, she decided that's the life she wants to live. Do you know what I mean? So I think it should be respected just the same. That's my issue with feminism.
Yeah, this is what I wanted to say. I think feminism is not created or displayed in a fair manner, whereby it promotes a singular or very narrow female ideal, and it doesn't strive per se for the equality that it once depicted. An example for this of this is if you just take just the isolated incidents of abortion, and then you go into it's the woman's body, it's her choice, which is 100% true. But then it stops there. It's like the feminist concern is only with what the female part is, whereas it should then also look at, well, what is the man's part? Because ultimately, when you do things like that, like you make, cool, we want to make a statement. The statement is, it's her body, her choice. You're saying that because previously it actually was her body, but not her choice. So now that you're disrupting that, you need to now look at the effect and also create the framework for this new reality. So what we had was a situation before where men defined everything to do with the woman. If she's keeping the baby, if she's not, etc. Now, actually, that's the woman's choice, but the men's choices have not been revised to reflect what is now remaining. So, in a situation where a woman does not want to have a child with a man that she is with, so there's no situations, if you know what I mean, no ill situations have befallen either of them. They're together and a woman has gotten pregnant. She doesn't want to have the child. That's her choice to make. Irrespective of the man's thoughts and feelings. However, it's also the woman's choice if she wants to keep the baby, irrespective of the man's decision. That's actually an unfair reality. I'm not saying you need to take anything away from the woman. I'm saying you just now need to look at the reality that you've created, which is unbalanced in favor of the woman.
I think there's a lot in what you're saying there. I think that, and this is me again being very romanticizing something that will probably take a very long time for us to get there if we ever do. I think there's nothing wrong with women feeling empowered enough to make a stand for certain choices. I personally, like using the abortion thing, I personally don't believe in abortion.
Me either, but I understand why people feel that way.
Yeah, I don't believe in abortion. I personally wouldn't choose abortion. If somebody else chose abortion, I'm very pro-choice. So I wouldn't look down on someone for choosing that. I'm very against it for myself, personally. So yeah, I think it's great that the movement is there to empower women to make choices best for themselves. Feminism is coming across really selfish and aggressive. Yeah, those are the words I'll use. Because right now, the focus is all on women and their choice, and there's not enough collaborative work on how we can move forward as a society in a harmonious way with these choices, right?
Yeah.
And the reason why we don't have that is because everyone's so sensitive and so like protective over their own thing. So if you're in the LGBTQ community, everyone's protective around that. There's the whole anti-Semitic or Semitic conversation, Black, non-Black, racial conversation. Everything and everyone is trying to protect their whatever they identify with. And so what it's led to is everyone's overly like cautious of the words they use. Language is changing, blah, blah, blah. I think the group that that don't benefit from the direction the world is moving in is actually cis, quote unquote, women and heterosexual cis, quote unquote, men, because our identity is being lost. The only thing is, though, is women still have feminism to fall on, whereas men now being masculine is almost like an issue. It's like it's almost like masculine equals aggressive, and that's not
masculine equals toxic. You're like, what?
Toxic, yeah.
This is just
so it needs to be collaborative, and until we get to that point where we're working together, and it's not we're putting one group above everyone else.
It's not that,
because it can't be. We can't have that. We can't have that. And I get that. As a woman, I get it. Like, I know that we still live in a patriarchal world. Like, there's rooms I'm in and there's conversations I'm in, and I know that as the woman in the room, I've got the short straw, and I'm not listened to as much. And even when I have conversations with men, there's little, I don't know if I can call it microaggression because it's not racial, but there's little microaggressions that men do that lets you know that it's still a patriarchal society. So I get it, but I think we need to be less forceful and more, okay, how can we have more productive conversations so that everyone's learning and everyone's just trying to force their rights? Like,
everyone has their agenda that they're trying to push.
Yeah, I think back in the day when we had the suffragettes and they had to march and they had to protest for women to even have the right to go to school and vote, right? Those were big hurdles. I think back then we needed the aggression. I think now we're in a space where we can vote, we have jobs, we can be in certain rooms. Do you know what I mean? So I think now we can have maybe a more softer approach to some of these things and be a bit more open to listening to men. But I don't know.
It's not even that the approach needs to be softer. The approach needs to be collaborative, because the way it appears to me in terms of the extremes is that things are happening in silos where I guess women or feminist women are looking at the issues that they see and solving those issues for women, not solving those issues for society. And every decision has a consequence. Every decision, every agenda pushed has a knock-on effect. Yes, the positive for women is always going to be positive. That's the whole point of it.
I don't know if it is 100%.
No, as in generally, generally speaking. But you have to make sure that the decision is thought through all the way through to the rest of society, that actually this positive outcome doesn't then leave a bad taste in other people's mouth, because then it just means after a certain amount of time, it's only going to bounce back, if you understand what I mean. Like, you're just going to get an oppressive force or a negative to whatever you've done. It has to be thought out all the way. Like the main one with, the reason why I brought up the abortion one was because I watched a think piece on abortions and on the lack of clarity or the lack of fairness in her body, her choice. Because the person didn't disagree, but they said within that, obviously, men have no choice. And realistically, at no point can a man choose to not be a part of their child's life if they did not actually want to have a child, as in like amicably, not run away and just be a estranged father. Like, so a situation happens, like, for example, the same one that I put out, and then a man actually didn't want to have a child with that woman. There's no amicable way for him to say, I actually don't want to have a child, so like, let's.
There is, but women weaponize it, and that's a different.
Yeah, because a woman can claim child support and
so women weaponize that.
Yeah, so a man can't actually choose to not be a part of a child's life. That's still the woman's choice, whether or not they want their child to have a father or they want to allow this man to just leave, if you see what I mean. And so whilst I understand why, I mean, ultimately, I think a lot more men would leave if men were given a choice to amicably leave and not partake in a child's life if they didn't want to have that child. But that is almost the same level of choice that a man should have when women are able to choose independent of the man, if they want to keep or not keep a child. If you see what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So it doesn't make it the same, but they're equivalent. They're equivalent choices. She can choose whether or not she wants to have a child, and so can he. And that's what that looks like, because we're in different roles.
The children thing is a whole nother conversation.
I know.
That's
The
a
children is
different
quite
tangent.
deep. It is quite deep.
Because just to quickly sum up my beliefs around this, and I'm going to caveat it by saying that my way of thinking is not how everyone thinks. And I know it's going to really rub some people up the wrong way. If I fell pregnant and I couldn't look after the child, I'll give birth to the child and give the child up. I wouldn't abort it. And if I chose to keep the child, it's because I know that I could look after the child, whether the man's there or not. With men not having a choice, I actually agree that men shouldn't have a choice to an extent. If I fell pregnant for someone and they were like, I want to keep the baby, and I know I can't look after that child, I'm sorry, the baby's going. If you want to adopt the kid on your own, you can do that on your own. But as for me, I'm taking myself out of the situation. I wouldn't abort. If I was someone that was okay to abort, then I would abort the baby.
Yeah, I get you.
It's my body. I'm the one that's going to have the physical changes. I'm the one that's going to carry the child. So I have the ultimate choice. In the end, it's up to me.
Yeah, but I feel like you're doing it makes it fair. If I was the guy, let's just say,
yeah,
and the woman said, yeah, cool, I don't want to have kids, but you're against abortion for yourself, so you actually end up having the child, then that gives me the opportunity to be like, yeah, but this is what I'm saying. I'll take the child.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If I was someone that was pro abortion for me, right, I would still be like, yeah, if I don't want to have that child, I'm not going to have that child. There's nothing you can do about it. But remember, I also said in the beginning, I'm the kind of person, if I decide to have the kid, it's because I know I can look after the child. So if the man was like, I don't want this child, if you have the child, it's on you, boo. I'm like, cool. Because I sat down and thought about it, and I know that I can look after the child without you.
Yeah, exactly.
But this is what I'm saying by not all people think that way. There's a whole host of reasons as to why some women have children with men that are not even committed to them or not with them in terms of the confinements of marriage. Some women that are even married to their husband have a child with that man. The man does not do all for the kid. Yeah. He is deadbeat, right? Or you get married, he was doing something went wrong, relationship went pear-shaped, and now you're a single parent. And you're just doing your best to try and co-parent. There's all sorts of situations. But again, this is what I'm saying. When it comes to having children, we live in a time where family planning is a thing. Like, you can really, if I don't want to get pregnant, I don't have to get pregnant. Whether you decide to abstain, like me, or you decide to take the pill, or there's all sorts of different ways that you can. But once you have a baby, you need to make sure that you're sure in it. And I just think that a lot of people don't think about it that way. They just,
as a side note, yeah,
they're just like vibes. That's why I said the children thing is separate. That's what I'm saying. That's a whole different conversation in of itself to feminism. But I do kind of see where you're coming from around like choices that feminists make. They're not I don't think they necessarily think about, or they may not necessarily be thinking about where the man is coming from in this decision. But that's because for so long women were oppressed and they don't want to hear about what men have to say.
Yeah, no,
and that's why ridiculous. I said before,
you just breed in the same.
Exactly, which is why I said before, back in the day, I get it, why they had to be aggressive and forceful.
No, yeah,
we're living in a time now where
you can actually have a conversation.
Like,
these men that you're talking to are men that have probably never oppressed you. Like, yeah, maybe the people who are in senior positions of companies and stuff, yeah, maybe they are part of that. But the men that you're growing up with, these are men who have grown up viewing women as being their equals, seeing women in the workplace, seeing women, you know what I mean, playing
the
football.
Same men that will ask you, what do you bring
sports.
to the table? Are you cutting the bill 50-50 on your date?
See it there? That's them men. So you need to be becoming better. Someone someone brought up a conversation, right? It's not 100% feminism, but it bleeds into it. You was talking about contraception, right? And essentially back in the day, there obviously was a lot less contraception to no contraception. That meant that women had to make better choices with regards to men that they would sleep with, engage with, etc. Because you didn't.
Women didn't get to choose who they. Back in the day, your dad chose your husband.
Yeah, but that depends on the culture that you're referring to.
No. That's how it was, even in Western world. In the Western world, you chose your husband, and that's who you married. That was it. It wasn't I was dating. What was dating? With feminism came dating.
Courting.
There was what's courting.
Courting is an old school
Even
word.
the person you're courting is your papa that chose the person that you're courting.
They'll bring suitors. But
They'll bring suitors, and it's the one that can woo your pops,
woo your family, woo the family, woo the bank, and also woo you. That's
a newer concept. It's a newer concept. It's a very new concept.
Well,
it's a new concept. Before feminism, yeah, just real quick. Before feminism came in, women would court who their father chose. That's how it worked. There was no, I get to pick which guy. And I guess maybe for people who were like middle class up, yes. But majority of the time, it's pops that decided who you was going to marry. And that was the end of it. Because it was all political moves. It was all, if you marry into that family, this is what I'm going to gain from it. And yes, they did it with sons, but as well, because, the son doesn't get to choose technically who his wife is going to be. But at least he was in ownership of the woman. So the woman belonged to the dad until she was with the husband. Then when she's with the husband, she belongs to the husband. He makes all the decisions, etc., etc. Courting wasn't what we understand courting to have been from maybe 60s, 70s onwards. Because by then there was the whole hippie movement, liberation, people were doing sexually free, girls were. Feminism brought on this women having choice with men. Feminism brought that.
Look how they squandered it.
Don't even get me started. Don't even get me started. Don't even get me started because actually
that's what someone was saying.
Actually blame feminism.
Someone was saying.
Actually blame feminism for where the dating scene is now.
/ contraception. But they were more so talking about contraception. Gave birth to hoes.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm
saying.
Ruined everything.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what they said.
Now, don't get me wrong, ladies. Don't get me wrong. I've benefited from what the feminists of back in the day started. I got a very good education. Very good education. I've got a very good job. I make good money. Have to say, I live alone, I make choices every day that I wouldn't have been able to make if we still lived in that time. But I ain't gonna lie to you, I would rather not have to stress about all of that and just sit in Boo's house and what have I got to do? Wash his boxer, clean up, cook. I wouldn't mind that, I wouldn't mind that, I really wouldn't.
No, it's not an option.
This working thing is the ghetto. It's the ghetto.
Apparently, this is all you've been fighting for. This is what you want.
They've been fighting to be men, and I don't approve. I don't agree with it. I'm not gonna lie. Every day that I have to go to work, I sit there and I'm like, these stupid feminists, look at what they did.
Not me laughing at feminism. Oh my god.
Nah, deep it.
No, but to be fair, if I was a woman, I would be mad.
No, I'm not mad. Why do I want to work? Why do I want to work? Why would I want to?
I'd be very mad.
Nah, I've got to work till retirement age. I mean, there's financial freedom and whatever, but even that is still work. Having to do all that is still work.
The only way that it works and that you can sell it is if you demonize men. It only makes sense if you make men the enemy. If you actually make your man and the idea of having a man, having a husband, etc., a companionship, a team-based sport, a work, a collaboration, then you'll realize I've been duped. And
Listen,
this is a sham.
I've been duped.
But because everybody's man are trash, blah, 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 you know what I mean? It all fits in with the narrative. Because you have to hammer the man down. Otherwise, if you just have men as just equally being there just like you are, then you realize, hey, if I prop this person up, then I actually get to live a whole life. And I can just do as I please. And what is stipulated as work for me is X, Y, Z.
So obviously we're glamorizing the past. Yeah. In the past, women weren't doing whatever they liked. Okay. Women couldn't decide.
No, but I'm giving it the context of modern day.
But we couldn't have modern day now if the feminists didn't do what they did in the past. That's what I'm trying to say, that we've moved from one extreme. That's why I asked that question. Do you think we've moved from one extreme to the other? Now, I remember the first thing I said was, I do believe in the fundamentals of feminism and that women should choose what they want for their life. Women didn't have any choice at all. They just didn't have any choice. They didn't have a say over their bodies, over what they wanted to do with their life or anything. And some women, they love working. They love being the boss. They love doing all those things. I'm not that woman. I'm very good at my job. I'm very, 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 very hardworking. Progression is listen, yeah. Ambitious, I am. But I'd also be just as ambitious as being a good housewife. If this is me, dummy, you are going to be a housewife now. The ambition that I'll have to be the best housewife I could be, I will be it. I'm just one of those people. Whether you put it in front of me, I'm going to smash it. You see what I'm saying? That's just me inherently. I just want to do a good job no matter what the job is. Make me a mom, I'm going to do my best to be the best mom I can be. Make me I'm a dog parent. I try and be the best dog parent I can be. Best daughter I can be. Best friend I can be. Best whatever. Do you see what I'm trying to say? That's just me inherently. Some women don't even care about being the best of whatever. They actually just want to be at home and do nothing. Some women want to go out and work. We should have that choice. What I don't agree with is when I speak to a feminist, then radical feminists, and I say, yo, when I have a child, I actually want my husband to tell me, baby, now that you've had my babes, yeah, I don't want you to work. Oh my God, that means he's gonna be controlling you with his money. He's gonna be dictating how much you can spend. I say, yeah, because he's the one that's
made
working.
The money. He can see how much, what's going to damage the finances. So I think it makes sense to be like, babes, don't spend too much of
I don't want to be
resources.
I don't want to be thinking about council taxes due. I got to pay this, that. Is the money enough? I don't want to be doing balancing. I'm not an accountant. I don't want to do that. Just tell me how much I have. Me too, I'll pattern it. Get my hair done, babes. This is how much my hair's going to cost me. Give me the money. Oh, I don't want to spend my own money. I don't want to do that. So I don't mind him controlling me with money. I don't mind. Yeah. But let's not act like back in the day, women had that choice. Do you see what I'm trying to say? We can't glamorize it. It was horrible for women. Women were oppressed. Facts. Personally, I think working to pay bills for the rest of my life is a scam. And I think that we don't give men enough credit for doing it for so long. And I personally don't think I should be doing it for the rest of my life. If my husband wants to take that job, baby, take the job. I don't mind. Listen, however many kids you want to have, I have them. Your favorite food, you want it to be ready when you get home. Don't worry, baby, your food will be ready when you get home. You want to tap it at night, tap it all night long. I don't mind.
Hey.
I don't mind. I just don't want to work for the rest of my life. I'm not gonna lie, it's not for me.
I don't think it's a lot of. I don't think that's a hard list.
I don't think.
To be fair,
listen, me that I like to clean and I like to cook for
the
fun.
thing is, I like to clean, so it's not even a. But it depends on. That I got a caveat that with it depends on the actual nature of the place that I'm cleaning. But yeah,
my own home. Nah, I'm cool. I don't want to have to drive. I don't want to have to drive anywhere again. I'll be a passenger princess.
Wow.
I don't think you understand the soft life that I want for my life. But whenever I talk about it,
boy.
Listen, that's the dream. It's the dream. It is the dream. And I pray to God that God does it for me, that I get married. And as soon as I'm pregnant, it's like, babes, pack up the job. I got you. That's the dream. That I've hit jackpot. If that happens to me, I've hit jackpot. I don't care what it was to me. I don't want to work.
I mean, it can happen, but yeah,
but in this day and age, it's like
there will have to be like compromises. You know what I mean? The dream won't be as simple as
what compromise?
Like
what compromise?
What were the compromises? Like maybe because you know what I mean. Everybody ain't got it all patterned, so maybe the man is like, yeah, you know what, I'm working. I got the P's coming in, blah blah blah. But we need to live at yours, like, because like mine ain't got that much. Because I don't think it's easy anymore.
But this is what I'm trying to say. This is why I'm saying that I'm not saying that I wouldn't work. So if I get pregnant and my husband's like, listen, like finances means that I have to do what I got to do. I've been doing what I got to do. So it's no different. But if I can hang it up,
then
I'm hanging it up.
yeah.
He ain't got to tell me twice.
Do you know what the thing is? When I remember when I was young, and one day I randomly asked my mum like how much money she made. Not that it meant anything to me, but I remember when her salary is my salary, and I'm like, oh my God, Mum, if that's what you was making back then, you was rich, because you only had me. It's not rich, but she had one kid. She lived alone, and she lived in I know the rent of the place that she was living in wasn't expensive. So I'm like, you was rich.
But think of inflation.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. So I'm thinking now, with that same salary, I wouldn't be like, oh yeah, this will be easy, me having a kid. Now it'd be tough.
It'd be hard.
Me having a kid with this salary, it will not be easy.
It's so funny when you talk about that, because when you put into perspective what your parents make or made, and you get, you know, if you're privileged enough to surpass that now, and you're like, even that is not enough. You're like, how did they
do it? But they did it with a they.
That's I mean, I can't compare my one person salary with both of my parents combined.
Exactly. Which is why I'm always like, yeah, cool.
Because living as a single person, this is another gripe I have. With feminism. Can we stop glamorizing singleness, please? Stop glamorizing it. Singleness, there's nothing wrong with it. Because I don't want people to idolize relationship and feel like they're not whole unless they're in one. Still live your life. Still live like you're a whole person, innit? You're a whole person. So live that way. But let's not make it sound like being single is the best thing since, like, it's better than relationship. That's a freaking lie. Okay? I've had the best of both worlds in my however many years that I am. I'll never.
Every time you get to it, I'm always just waiting.
You're on your edge of your seat. Like, she's gonna say, is today the day she's gonna say the age? I'll never reveal my age. Yeah, but in my whole life, in my whole living, I've had a long-term relationship where the person I was with, we weren't married, we weren't living together, but he did provide in a sense. Yeah. So I had a little taste of small, soft life. Everywhere we went, he drove. I didn't drive. I didn't hold no car key. Everywhere we went, he paid, unless I was like, I'm treating you, babes. Outside of that, my money didn't touch anything. Right? So I lived a certain life. And I know that when you have a person take away all the negative stuff. Let me just focus on the positives of that relationship. That is way better. The positives is way better than living alone. Because when you live alone as a woman, bearing in mind that my desire is not to live this independent woman life. I've just had to. Yeah. But I know what I prefer. I prefer partnership, personally. All this, I can do it on my own. It's for some women, it's not for me. And let me not lie, it's not Dami Zayn. It's not. Saving on a singular salary, no matter how many side hustles you got, is a pain in the neck. I'm not gonna lie. When you can collide with when two people come as one and they collide their finances and their resources together, so much is possible to you because there's two of you. When it's one, it's flipping difficult. Why do you? And why would you want to put
time?
You're doubling the time. You're doubling the time as a single person. Why would you want to put yourself through that? When listen, I saw a TikTok the other day. Someone was like, all these women that go on and on and on about, you know, being childless and being out of a relationship and being single and how it's great. Can they stop lying? Can they tell the truth about what it's really like? Let me not lie to you. I love being single. I love the peace of it. I love going to bed at night and I know I don't need to worry about no guy, whether he's cheating on me or not, is he genuine or not, is he going to treat me right or not. Don't need to worry about that. No arguments with anybody because there's nobody to argue with. Not everything's great in that sense. But there are times I'm like, I'm really hustling. I don't have to hustle this hard if I was with someone. It wouldn't be, there's times where, you know, them times of like a Sunday around 1 o'clock, you know, them times of the days where there's nothing going on, your phone's not popping, social media's dead, there's no one to talk to you, but you, it can be dry. Like, let's not glamorize singleness like that. Like, let's keep it a buck. I feel like feminism has encouraged women to fall into
a loneliness
idea that singleness is like
aspirational.
It's aspirational. No, singleness is a time where you get to find yourself, where you get to learn more about yourself, where you get to, like, it's the foundation. But you shouldn't aim to just stay there forever. Or you shouldn't like desire to stay there forever. Like, if you're religious, if you're a religious person or you believe in like whichever holy book, I'm sure, I know the Quran and I know the Bible says it anyway, that man shouldn't be alone. There's a reason for that. There's a reason for that. We're seeing an increase in mental health issues. I actually think that part of it is social media. Part of it is because people are not connecting.
Yeah,
when you have connection, you mental health it's just better.
Yeah,
your quality of life is better when you have connection. Yeah, so there's that. People are struggling to get onto things like the property ladder and all these like financial issues. Why? Because they're not coming together in community. Even if it's two people, that's still a community. You see what I'm saying? People are trying to do it on their own. We're seeing less family now. There's not as much family now. Why? Because everyone's about this single, me, myself, and I, on my own.
Yeah, do it.
And because you're doing everything by yourself, because don't lie. Your 9 to 5 is not doing it. So you're doing multiple side hustle, business. You ain't got time for family life. Why? Because you're juggling how many jobs, trying to get peas from everywhere. So even if you wanted to be family oriented, you can't because you've got so much going on. Like, a problem shared is a problem halved. You're doing everything by yourself. And then you're wondering why you're getting tired, why you're overloaded, why you're overworked, Listen, let's not glamorize something that doesn't need to be glamorized. I'm not saying you have to be in a relationship, but let's not make it seem like I'll stay single forever. No, please. Let's not lie to ourselves. It's not it. Yeah. And I'll be, if they were ever to be like, let's get the single girls up to talk the truth, I will talk the truth. It's rewarding on a personal level to get to know yourself.
100%.
But I know what I would choose. Companionship.
You know what?
Or singleness.
Just in you saying that, it's making me think that low-key feminism is also anti-family as well. And not anti-family like anti-starting a family. It's also anti the family you have. Like, feminism promotes being alone because the family you have is a patriarchal family, and the man is trying to control it, etc., etc. So I think it does force women to be just alone.
I think feminism at its core doesn't. Because remember, feminism is about choice. I think what feminism has become.
Yeah, what feminism has become. Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, what feminism has become. Because it's very radical now. It's very like...
all or nothing.
It's very... And I'm just not for it. For years, I was like, I'm not a feminist. And girls would be looking at me sideways. Are you crazy? I'm like, I'm not a feminist. I don't believe in this radical business. Yeah, have choice. But let's not forget that we've lost a lot as women in this movement. We've gained really good things. It's not all bad, but we've also lost a lot as well.
Yeah, there's problems.
And I think, I don't know if equality should have ever been the answer. I think we should have fought to have a voice, but to fight to be equal to is stupid, because a man can never be equal to a woman can never be equal to man because of the things that we can do. Even if you just look at our reproductive system and how our sexual organs work, we will never be equal. Woman cannot penetrate a man in that way. Men only penetrate women.
Unless you got some big old clip, boy.
But then technically that's a penis. And unless you're talking unless you're talking about anus play.
No, I'm just talking about a really big old...
No, I'm saying the only way a woman can penetrate a man is through the back, from the back.
Oh, yeah, well, yeah.
But if we're talking about just the organs that can actually reproduce...
Yeah, of course.
We're not equal. Hormones, we're not equal. What the female body can do and what the male body can do, not equal. How we're genetically made, like even how our brain works, the way the woman's brain works, the way the man's brain works, not equal. We have XY and XX chromosome for a reason. Like,
yeah, we're not equal.
We're just not the same. So this whole fighting for equality, I think, was the wrong fight. I think it should have been, okay, you lot have a voice, you lot can vote, we should be able to vote as well. You lot can get education, we should be able to get an education as well. You lot, do you know what I mean? You lot can do X, Y, Z. We should be able to do X, Y, Z. We should have choice. That's what it should have been. It should just been about choice. Period. Yeah. That's it. Point blank. But all this, we want to be like men. And I get it. It's because women were suppressed and men made all the decisions. And because men were making all the decisions and humans can only be humans, they take advantage. So now you've got men that are like, because they can make all the decisions, they're making decisions that are not for the woman or not taking the woman into consideration, or it's completely hostile for women. The decisions they're making becomes hostile for men. I get all of that. I get all the, even to take it left, rape culture, and I get all of that. I totally get it, and I'm not trying to take away from that. But I do think that fighting for equality might not have been the way to go. But we're here now.
Yeah.
And I think that feminism is one of the biggest reasons as to why we're seeing breakdown in families, breakdown in relationships. People are struggling to get into relationships now. I think feminism has a huge... Social media and feminism, I think, is like literally like hand in hand.
Two peas in a pod.
It's legit.
I have a friend, very, very, very attractive young man. I say young man, is my age, but
you're young, kinda.
But when I found out he was single, I was like, huh? Strapping young man like you with the big muscles, and but yeah, he said it's wild out here, bro. I said, wow.
Where's he from?
Offline, innit? Offline.
Because you know what? I love how like guys make it seem like girls struggle to get man, but guys struggle to get girls, It's a real...
yeah, for real. Yeah. If you're looking for... If you're looking for more than a beat. Like, I think the difference is... I think the difference is that guys openly look for a beat as well. So guys will be like, I've not found a wife. But so do girls. But so do girls. They don't hype it the way the guys hype it.
No. Nowadays they do. Nowadays they do.
Maybe.
Yeah. Because of the whole like sexual liberation thing, which I 100% believe in as well. Because I think it's a bit unfair that men could be sleeping around and girls can't. And I say sleeping around, not in a hoey way, but guys could be more open about having casual relationships, but women can't have that.
Yeah, but I think women don't judge men for sleeping around, whereas men
and that's
do
the
judge
problem.
Women.
I think that men should stop judging women. To be honest,
but it's something. But like
that again, that's a patriarchal. That's a patriarchal way of thinking.
It's not a patriarchal way of thinking. It's to your previous point of men and women actually being different. And men valuing certain things more than what women value.
Yeah, but I think men need to get with the times. Like
you can't get with the times. If that's like saying,
hear me out. Do you know why? Do you know why? Do you know why I say that? Do you know why I say that? I personally, I grew up with this whole, I'm only gonna have sex with my husband. That's the only person I'm gonna have sex with. Boy, but that was what I said, right? That was the aim, right? That was the aim.
Yeah.
And I had a purity complex. I because of the whole, and it's an African thing, big time. This idea that men can have as many sexual whatever. If a woman does it, her value is decreased. So I grew up on that ideology, that teaching. And so even when me and the person I lost my virginity to, even though we didn't make it, I didn't marry him, I'm single, right? Even after that, do you know that till today, I still kind of judge my worth on my number?
Okay.
It plays with my mind so much that I'm like, and I spoke about this in the past about like, I'm not the kind of girl that could just sleep around. Like I have to be in a relationship. Because to me, it's almost like it's justified. Okay, you're with this person, you're in a committed relationship, so you can sleep with them. But like casual thing, I can't do it because I will look at myself like, Dammy, you're
one up.
You're being a slag. You're being a slag. And it's internalized misogyny, and it's not fair because there's been times when I've met someone and I'm like, actually, I wouldn't want to be with you, but I'm sexually attracted to you, and I would. But because of that ideology at the back of my mind, I've stopped myself from doing stuff that I probably wouldn't have stopped myself from doing. Now, some people might look at it and be like, that's good. Yeah, that's right. You should stop yourself. But I think it's unfair that I can't have the sexual freedom that a man can have because he doesn't have to worry too much about being branded as anything. Whereas me, I don't want to meet someone and then be like, he ticks all my boxes and I supposedly almost tick all of his, other than you slept with one too many people.
Yeah, but that's because women don't care about those things.
Huh?
That's not the man's fault that women don't care. I'm not saying it's the men's fault that women don't care. I'm saying that men shouldn't care, period. Yeah, which is different because men literally inherently care. It's just something that men care about. It's almost biological, the way that almost all men universally around the world.
It's not biological, Joe. It's entitlement. It's entitlement. It's not biological. It's not biological. It's entitlement. It's the whole ego, pride, and
which is where men are based. That's a space that men are based in.
It's ego, it's pride.
It's pride.
And it's
ownership.
Ownership. And that's why I said it's patriarchal. Because it's the idea that I own this person and I don't want her to have been owned by somebody else. I don't want her to be tarnished.
Oh no. I want to be owned by somebody else. But after a certain point,
I won't own her. Yeah. Do you know what's dumb? Do you know what's dumb? Is people are settling down later in life now. So you can't be settling later in life and expecting that your numbers is mad and hers is small. Don't fool yourself. Do you see what I'm saying? It's dumb.
I hear you.
We want to give a shout out to Jade K. Chang, one of our newest What's wrong with me and the words?
The words are not wording today.
It's terrible. It's terrible. One of our newer subscribers. Thank you for joining the family. I hope you've enjoyed the content that you've seen so far, and I hope that you will stay. And if you are new here or you've watched a few episodes but you haven't subscribed yet.
I mean, come on.
If you want to shout out like Jade K Chang, all you have to do is subscribe, like the video, and leave a comment below. That's all we're asking for. It's free, guys. Support the thing. Support the thing. Yeah? It means a lot to us, and it will help us to get more visibility on the Tube of the U and all of our other platforms. If you know, just show a little love, right? And until next time,
peace.